So when we say that speech is more of a craft, more of an art and less of a science, it means that we're saying there's no exact formula that you can use, that you can reduce successful public speaking to, where you're sort of guaranteed to succeed. It's highly contextual, and the success is going to look different for every individual in some sense. But there are ways that we can manage how we feel and how we come across when we are speaking. And this brings us to the topic of speech anxiety, of what's called communication apprehension. Sometimes when you're apprehensive about something, it means that you're worried about it, or it makes you feel a little unsettled. So how do we manage communication apprehension? How do we execute our speech craft in a way that is effective and effectively kind of channels and harnesses our own thoughts and feelings? Well, there's this joke that people often start off with in class like this, by Jerry Seinfeld, which it comes in an episode of the television show Seinfeld from the 90s, and if you've ever seen that show now in I guess on classic TV or something, each episode begins with Jerry Seinfeld doing a little stand-up comedy bit, and in one of them he says, read a survey recently that the number one fear of Americans is public speaking. Number two is death, which means people would rather, if they're at a funeral, be the one that is in the coffin instead of delivering the eulogy or giving the speech commemorating the life of the deceased person. So you don't actually have to think it's funny, but it really does kind of, it's kind of striking, right? That people feel so strongly about public speaking. They'd probably not rather die, but at least it's up there as one of the, sort of most pervasive anxieties that people have. Why do we feel anxious about this? Well, this video that's posted on Moodle from the National Communication Association, which is like the national organization that sort of oversees all communication education programs in the United States, goes through some of the reasons why we might feel anxiety about public speaking. We feel exposed. We feel like it's kind of a test of how intelligent we are. And, we suspect that everybody kind of just like wants to laugh at us. And, people are going to be harsh and vicious if we do badly. We're going to embarrass ourselves. And part of managing speech anxiety is realizing that first and foremost, especially in an environment like this, it's very supportive. Everybody wants you to do well. People are very understanding. They empathize with what it feels like to be up there. And so we're all going to be doing this. And we're all going to feel the same way. We're all going to, go, you know what? It takes courage to get up there and do your speech. And so I think kind of realizing that first and foremost, that people do not want you to do badly. People aren't rooting against you. They're rooting for you. But in terms of the kind of typical ways that we talk about managing communication apprehension or speech anxiety, really the focus is kind of on what you can do before you even get into the speech. So research, organization, and practice. You'll notice there's 3 items on this list that come before delivery, before actually giving the speech. That means there's sort of 3 times as much stuff that you can do to guarantee that when you get up to the podium, when you turn on the video to do your speech, what you're delivering is sort of, in a sense, you've done the work already. You don't have to come up with anything on the spot. We are doing a style of speaking in this class called extemporaneous speaking, where you're not reading line by line from a script, but nonetheless, you'll have done all the work. You'll know what you're about to say. You don't have to think of anything or like make any decisions on the fly, really. It's just, how you deliver a speech in a naturally conversant manner based on what you've already come up with. And so like in this image, they say preparation is calming, right? That the focus should really be on how can I prepare well enough through research, organization, and practice so that once I get up to deliver the speech, I am, I'm essentially just delivering the work that I have already done. Further, we say exude confidence, fake it till you make it, right? That there's actually scientific studies that show that if you think positive thoughts, it will actually help you, do better.